black people care about this, black people care about that. Like, shut the up.
Hassan Piker is starting to sound a lot like Republicans, or Republicans are starting to sound a lot like Hassan Piker.
Clown take. Can you shut the up when it comes to black folks? You really don't want to talk about us unless it comes from voting.
A lot of black people don't rock with Hassan Piker. I don't understand why people give him so much influence.
I'm going to ether you. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this chat?
A hard coat, knock upon your front door. When your ass attack like cancer, burn your condo down. Let my pen drop, don't hear sound.
Straight like that, we back. Let's talk about some things, man. Now, the person that is the topic of our discussion today, I've been watching this fella for a couple years. You dig what I'm saying? I have definitely seen some of the moments that we're going to get into as we go down through this short film. But he is someone that has been on this internet streaming for years. He has a very wide following, and he happens to be someone who is propelling a different faction of the Democratic Party. Formerly known as DSA. He is propelling them into the spotlight these days by the candidates he is endorsing. And by that one young man, I am speaking of one Hassan Piker. You dig? Now, Hassan has had people like Elon Musk asking for him to be deported. Fox News has been all on his back here lately, man, about some comments he made. But what got my attention, because I've been hearing the chatter over the last couple of weeks. They're upset that he was instrumental in getting Mamdani in there, you know. I hate that he was instrumental in getting El-Sayed in there, you know. The Francesco Hong lady is looking to propel herself forward off an endorsement from one Hassan Piker. And the current Democratic establishment, they have a huge problem with it. And I think that they're playing a dangerous game of agreeing with the likes of a Fox News and a Scott Jennings that we will see as we get into it. But again, the thing that got my attention, man, is a guy named Omakongo.
Greetings, upstanders. Dr. O here. And something I've noticed is that Hassan Piker is starting to sound a lot like Republicans, or Republicans are starting to sound a lot like Hassan Piker as it relates to black voters. Have you been noticing that? Have you been noticing, Hassan Piker has had his own racist stuff to say about black people in the past on his podcast? And the highlights are there for anyone to go see. And Republicans, I mean, we all know about their racism, but all of a sudden talking about black voters and how Democrats are taking black voters for granted. You got people like, Abbott talking about, they're not going to vote for black voters aren't going to vote for Tallarico. And, Republicans always talking about how black people need to, get off the plantation. And, Hassan Piker's talking about, the black Democrats, are always being taken advantage of. Hey, y'all need to pay attention to that. You need to pay attention to that, because now that, El-Sayed is in, Hassan Piker is basically almost, not entirely, going on like a mea culpa tour talking about how we need unity. And to be quite clear, I think a lot of people, if Stevens won, I don't think a lot of these DSA folks would support her in any way, shape, or form. But you see that many of the people who are called the Democratic establishment, everywhere from Schumer to Obama to Stevens to McMurray, have gotten in line behind El-Sayed because they understand that this is a bigger deal. And now El-Sayed is talking about, and now Hassan Piker is talking about we all need to come together. He wasn't talking about coming together for Kamala, right? What was the issue? What was it about then? Wasn't there still a need to come together at that particular point? So I find that to be very hypocritical. And yes, he could say that he voted for her, but he spent so much time trashing her that a lot of his listeners, followers, whatever you want to call them, chose to stay home or vote for Trump or vote third party in some way, shape, or form. It's really important that black voters understand, once again, that these guys are out there using you all as pawns. They want us to basically leave the Democratic Party until it's time, go and vote Republican, or vote Democrat if it supports their guy. And clearly El-Sayed is Hassan Piker's guy. I personally believe that black voters are more sophisticated than that. A lot of black people don't rock with Hassan Piker. I don't understand why people give him so much influence. Carville's like, if he's in the party, I'm out of the party. Like, what he has a podcast, like he leads nothing, right? But people want to make him the flavor of the month, and I'm very interested to see if he is going to let his ego be minimized enough that he'll step away from being in the spotlight as El-Sayed tries to rise. El-Sayed's having conversations with Obama. He's having, like I said, he's being endorsed by establishment Democrats. But everywhere El-Sayed goes, he's going to be connected to Piker in some way, shape, or form. If Piker was, a real leader, he would step back and just, stay in the cut. But, we all know how ego works. But at the end of the day, it's interesting. The further left you go, quote unquote, the more people sound like folks who are on the so-called far right. And they're wrong in my opinion. So that's why I don't call them the right. That's why I said so-called. But pay attention to that. People are going to try to use black voters. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Hassan Piker or some of these Republicans walking up into a barbershop, saying, I'm in the barbershop where, conversations with black people happen, blah, 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 blah. Hassan Piker, black people don't care about what's happening in Israel and Gaza and so on and so forth. Yeah, many of us do. And, many Americans are not, deep into the foreign policy stuff, but there are black Americans. There are black people who care about what's happening in Gaza and so on and so forth. And yeah, you may have spoken to a couple of people who said that they don't really care, but you're not the one to speak for our community in any way, shape, or form. So sure, some of the people you're talking about may be saying that, Piker, but don't pretend to think like you speak for us in any way, shape, or form. We are not a monolith. And there are many of us who are engaged in activism and international affairs who give a damn about what's happening in the world. So I just want y'all to pay attention to, I want y'all to peep game and understand that as we get closer to the midterms, sometimes you're going to be asking yourself, am I listening to Hassan Piker or am I listening to the Republicans? And if you find that their talking points are pretty much the same as it relates to black voters, don't be surprised.
I would usually see him on the Roland Martin little podcast deal over there, and they tackle a lot of the issues in the black culture. So I was taken aback by his take because it sounded strange. It looked like a Fox News or Scott Jennings, as I will keep referring to in this thing, man. And I think it's a really dangerous game they're playing. I don't really know what the end game is. I don't know what they plan on bringing to the people in place of what Hassan is trying to communicate to the people out here. But it's just really weird, man, seeing the angle that they're taking. Now, the people over at Fox News, bro, they don't necessarily have a problem with Hassan because they think or they're trying to claim or trying to make us believe that he's racist. They really hate him about his prior 9/11 comments.
Gunshots at the Trump rally? Shut the fuck up. No.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it. We fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude.
And, I've got a whole little 9/11 experience myself, bro. In the context of what he was saying, I don't know that I'm holding him about that, but that's what they're mad at him about. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're trying to put together these little reels to push the black people and be like, hey, he really doesn't like you all, man. Go on and read into this the way we read into it. Don't look at what we doing that is blatantly letting you know that we don't favor you all, but allow us to tell you what we think about Hassan Piker, and that's what you should think, because that's what Fox News and the MAGA crowd, that's how they on. Fox tells them what to be mad at and what to think, and they go with that. That's not how black people do, and I don't think that's how people on the left side of the map do at all. I think there's much more critical thinking going into those things, man. And so, it's plenty of material out there for you to be able to parse through, you know what I'm saying?
Gunshots at the Trump rally? Shut the fuck up. No.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it. We fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit.
Every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay? The moment is clear. You got to sick like the ACP guys on him. Okay, that's it. You got to get one of those like Haz al-Dink type motherfuckers to just like eat his ass alive,
And those were some of the greatest hits, you know what I mean? Those were some of the greatest hits. And I will admit that, being in the spaces that he's in, the way that he can talk, the way he's been on for so long, you're going to teeter the line on saying something untoward, you know what I mean? But I still shy away from allowing a Fox News and a Scott Jennings to tell me, what racism is. You dig what I'm saying? And so at this point, things are starting to heat up with Fox News and their accusations, and it's got a one Hassan Piker feeling like he may need to get into the arena of civil lawsuits.
I do legitimately think these guys are trying to get me killed. I will say it.
And look, if people embrace Piker, would this be the ultimate undoing for the Democrat Party?
I hope so.
I hope so. I don't think so, but I hope so.
I have no faith in that because their Achilles heel has always been they don't know when to stop. They don't know how far they've gone. But the country keeps changing, Stu. So we import a lot of people that bring in foreign ideologies. There's a larger and larger pool.
It's beautiful that immediately the reasonable Republican concern immediately turns to great replacement theory. Like, remember, this guy's supposed to be the moderate Republican, right? Turning Point USA, spiritual successor, not as ridiculous as like a Nick Fuentes type, right? And what is the difference? I mean, him and Nick Fuentes completely align on the great replacement. It's just he doesn't think Jews are responsible for the great replacement. Nick Fuentes thinks Jews are responsible for the great replacement. That's it. But they still agree that the great replacement is taking place, that the Democratic Party, like he would probably say George Soros is doing the third world migration into the United States. Nick Fuentes says it's all Jews. So even on that front, there's not like a big fundamental difference there. It's so strange that we act as though the Republicans are not the radical ones. It's actually like if you're a liberal and you lean in any way, shape, or form to the idea that like someone like myself represents a radical wing, a radical perspective. Meanwhile, these are the guys. These are the normal guys on Fox News. And this is the normal commentary coming from the normal Republican Party. I mean, you're out of your mind. It's completely ridiculous.
Even all of those clips, you've left out so many about how he's excited about impoverishing the white middle class, how he jokes about a better era when we go back to lynchings when it comes to black people.
Wait, what? They've lost their dang minds.
Before it continues to go further, he is going to clarify and put context on all of these. But what you don't see, Fox News railing against and holding to account. You don't see him having the Nick Fuentes and the Tristan Tate. I mean, the Andrew Tates of the world. You don't see them on there talking bad about how crazy they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Ben Shapiro's of the world. All of these people say the same thing about various other categories of people, but they have no problem with it. But as soon as they can take a clip from what they take from Hassan, they jump all over it. And like, man, if Fox, the enemy of no, that doesn't apply to them because that would make Fox your friend. But bro, in this situation, this is the most certainly if Fox News hates you, yeah, you must be doing something righteous. You dig what I'm saying?
Minds, I think that one is what I don't even know what that is a reference to. Is that the one that like they put up as a hold on, that was Scott Jennings lied about it? What the
on top of these candidates,
what are they
choose to keep for company? Just listen to this. Hassan Piker in Cut 8.
I don't give a what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the up. That's not how politics works. Oh, well, Hassan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue.
The issue is literally a guy LARPing as a black person saying black people care about ICE.
Our plan will lower costs and save many middle-class families thousands of dollars a year.
Like it or not, black people care about the border. Man, shut the fuck up. Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about or what you think black people care about, okay? I'm talking across the board. The Democratic Party literally is going to fucking lose. And even if they don't lose, move the country to a significantly more right-wing position, okay? Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not how politics works. Okay? I hate that. I hate this like shield. Okay? I hate this fucking idiotic shield, okay? Oh, well, Hassan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. It's like, it's such a fucking stupid stance, okay? It's such an idiotic stance. Nobody operates like this, okay? Black people don't operate like this either. Shut the fuck up. Stop using this as a fucking shield.
Children with
Now, what I would say about that clip is, yeah, I would agree with a black person if they look at that and they say, man, you know, I don't like his tone, bro. You know what I mean? He could show a little more, I guess, is it sensitivity, if that's a good word. I don't need him to be sensitive to me, but you know, with the stance he took, he would make a person combat him and be like, bro, you don't know what the fuck black people care about. You know what I'm saying? And that would cause some, you know what I mean? That would cause a rift. But when we step back and look at the overall picture, bro, I could not bring myself to have the same type of problem with a Hassan Piker than I would with MAGA politicians. You know what I'm saying? That actively want to get rid of DEI. You know what I mean? That actively want to gerrymander. You know what I'm saying? That actively, like in Alabama, are building prisons and underfunded education. You know what I'm saying, bro? We gotta have priorities here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think people like Congo and the folks that are hating on him, they're just scared of him ushering in people that threaten their jobs, boy. Bruh. You know what I mean? I don't think you've heard any of these candidates had any kind of policies that were detrimental to the fellow man. You know what I'm saying? Now, people out here that want to hate monger and fear monger swear, oh, man, you know, they're going to start making us wearing hijabs. Man, ain't nobody going to make me do nothing in my lifetime. You did what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all rock. But, I don't like his tone. But you know, once you're making money and you've got a big enough profile and you know what I'm saying, you're going to get in your bag and kind of get out of the pocket a little bit. But, I could see how a person would take that and have a problem with it, but most certainly not on behalf of, you're going to tell me that I'm going to listen to a person like Scott Jennings. Do you know who Scott Jennings is? Late Night with Abby Phillips guy. I'm going to let him point out racism to me. Okay.
children with asthma.
Random anonymous guy claiming, oh, black people care about the border, black people care about ICE. You don't know what black people care about. Which is bullshit. That's not true. A chatter that wasn't even black, by the way, just a person that was either LARPing as a black person or just claiming to speak for all black people. It's like, it's such a fucking stupid stance. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? This one is me responding to someone saying, all black people are voting for Eric Adams.
And will some of the older voters, even in the black community and Latino community, come out and vote for him when you have Eric Adams, the incumbent mayor, on the ballot, who still has...
Dog. Eric Adams?
Let's be clear. We're talking about Eric Adams that obviously took a sweetheart deal from Donald Trump. Hey, man, come on. You know, Al Sharpton he's been out there. He's got a name. He's prominent. But Al isn't somebody we follow, bro. You know what I mean? We don't listen to Al. Al don't move no needle. We don't rock as a monolith like that, despite what Fox News may tell you. And what I meant to say earlier, after that first little clip, man, boy, black folks don't get no damn about no border, man. Ain't no Mexicans threatening our way of life, cuz. They ain't threatening. They just want to make that up and swear that that's the only people helping Democrats win elections. What's the last? There's plenty of white guys with lawn businesses and all of that, but who was the last one that you heard lost a job? If you lose a job to a person that comes into America with no set of skills that qualifies them to get in any type of a valuable workforce, if you lose a low-level job to them, that is a personal skill issue, my friend. Nobody tripping on that border. And they damn sure ain't tripping. The black folks ain't tripping on to the point that we like, yeah, man, going around folks up ICE style and snatching. Nah, man, we don't condone that. It harkens back to too many memories of what we knew some of our people went through. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, we may agree on like, yeah, I don't think there's anyone out there saying like just leave it open and let anyone run through. But when saying black people care about the border, you would try to imply that they agree with the tactics and the stances of the Republican Party, and that is wholly not true. So, you know, it's wild, bro.
Eric Adams is despised by every group in the state, every group in the city. Like, the notion that older black voters are going to go for Eric Adams is insane. I mean, your analysis on this is bad. Old black voters do typically not budge due to historical mistrust. I'm going to fucking lose my mind. Dog, I know I'm saying that the older black voting bloc goes off of the machine that directs them as an unstoppable force in whichever direction the Democratic Party wants to go towards. The argument is simple. Will the Democrat
I don't like when he leans into, hey, black people do this. Like, Hassan, stay away from that, bro. Just try to find a different way of wording that, because you will force people to have to say to you, Hassan, you don't know what you're looking at. You can only look at the data. I don't think you have a lot of black friends, and so don't make me. I don't want to have to get on his ass, because I'm rocking with bro. You dig what I'm saying? I can identify more with going in the direction of the people you're advocating for than the people that Fox News advocate for. But if this gets around to your interview people, man, you know, steer clear of that, bro, because that can open up a can of worms, because you're not ingrained in that process. You know what I'm saying? You give people, especially people that, you know, are just reactionary, which is one of the words he loves to use, and they just gonna react to that and just take away from the substance of what you're saying or the movement that you're trying to build. You dig what I'm saying? So quit saying how we go and how we rock, and this whole monolith as a Democratic Party again, bro. There's two parties to vote for. I think we have the most vivid and stark illustration of what the Republican ticket's idea for minorities in America looks like. And so with that being said, I don't see how anyone out there could fault the majority of black people for voting Democrat. You can say that they hadn't, from the outside looking in, they ain't got this done, but anything that has benefited minorities, bro, it's been come from, you know, Democrat presidents and the advocacy, you know, and the movements coming from that side. The other side stifles everything, man. We know this by now.
Will the Democratic establishment machine, out of fear that they'll have like an uncontrollable force like fucking Eric Adams, try to move it and funnel older black voters as a voting bloc in the direction of Zohran Mamdani? And even if they don't do that, will Zohran Mamdani still win? And I think the answer is yes. Clown take. Can you shut the fuck up when it comes to black folks? You really don't want to talk about us unless it comes from voting. When is the last time you spoke about Sudan? I'm going to ether you. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this chat? Suck my cock, okay? You stupid fucking radlib. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my chat. Stupid, moronic, fucking radlib nonsense. Suck my fucking dick. Fuck you. Suck my Yes, dude. It's because I'm racist. That's why. It's because I'm racist, dude. Go back to a better time when lynchings were happening. This is what I like as a black man. Are you always doing too much with black people? Leave them alone. I want to go back to lynching. Like, I get it, but relax. Man, shut the up, okay? Yeah, I'm reading someone's comment in that one. You got me, okay? You got me, because I'm a racist person.
And he conveniently skipped over the clip before that. You know what I'm saying? He just said when he was there in the white shirt, he was replying to someone, reading someone's comment about going back to lynchings. But he did not touch that previous one because, again, and sitting up in his chat, bro, getting the kind of money he getting, again, Hey, listen, bro. He may not look it, but from what I understand, and if you let him talk and you hear, Hassan is a white guy. You know what I'm saying? And in somebody like his estimation, bro, and where he is with this whole political space, the streaming space, he gets paid far too much money to talk his shit all day, every day. And so that's most certainly going to embolden somebody to get in their bag and go a little too hard like he just did. Like, it teetered on the edge of him, like the hard R. I ain't going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? What does that say about the overall advocacy that he's doing, though, bro? Again, if we are hell-bent on villainizing people like Hassan and not taking them serious and the people that they promoting, with already being previously unhappy with the Democrats that are in office, there's only one other option, and that's the Republican side. So is that what we pushing for? I don't really get all the dissent out here, bro. Of course, longtime politicians want to keep their job, and so some of these people have a vested interest in trying to help them maintain that. And so those are the things you have to parse, man. But I don't know if I can throw you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some more wild ass analogy that you try to put to it, bro. I will admit the comments out of that brown, when he wrapped in that brown, they could rub one the wrong way, but I don't know if it's enough to make someone not take his political takes seriously. You know what I mean?
You just heard campaigns all the time.
If anyone gets duped by this edit, I'm sorry. You are the biggest moron of all time.
First, let's start with the rhetoric that is put on black people. So you and I disagree on pretty much everything political.
Dog, this dude is this motherfucker. Uncle Tom's favorite nephew? Ew. Why do professional black Republicans always do this? Like, escape.
I have the slightest problem with his assessment of a one Xavier DeRossi, whatever you call it. This guy was in Israel a couple months back, having the time of his life. So I have listen, the Black Council ain't holding you about Xavier. You dig what I'm saying? You go say what you want to say about Xavier. Let's cook us, huh?
Escape the plantation. Uncle Tom's favorite nephew is like, why are you adopting?
Or any black MAGA, for that matter.
White supremacist framing and white supremacist language voluntarily to describe yourself is so weird, dude. Yeah, I mean, he's a PragerU guy, so of course.
The other part of that is when we start looking at what is actually hurting us on a systemic level. Let's look at policy. One of the biggest things that are hurting black Americans today is policy regarding crime. We have all of these woke DAs who are putting forth policy about
He said, we need more Klansmen as DAs, okay? Can we go back to a better time when lynchings were happening? This is what I like as a black man. Also, there's no real racism in America. My man said woke DAs, dude. What are you saying?
Or getting rid of policies, I should say, with like the 3 strikes rule, which is allowing repeat offenders on the street. We got.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. He said,
Bro, I'm not even gonna go and entertain too deep into the crime stats and statistics, but bro, when you hear people talk about crime these days, you would swear to God, nigga, that the only criminals in the world are black people. Dog, there are various X handles that delve into the art of presenting to you untoward acts committed by Caucasian people around the United States on a daily basis. It's amazing the type of comments you don't see up under those posts. You know what I'm saying? This man said the problem with the black community is like the 3 strikes rule. So you got him, within the middle, you got in the nigga society, man. You got to have one time you get committed a crime, you go away for life. These niggas, they the only one gonna go back. It's just so crazy. So again, bro, Hassan, you have your way with Xavier with the funny spelled name, son.
He said we need to repeal the 3 strikes rule. Or like he said, repealing the 3 strikes rule is a bad thing. Sorry. Yeah, we need more mass incarceration.
Rid of the cash bail system, which again is letting criminals back on the street, and all this different list of issues where they're even decriminalizing theft under $900. Who is that destroying? Businesses and opportunities in Black predominant areas. So when we talk about why we're still struggling, that has a big reason, because we're losing our opportunities.
Yeah. I would just like to say that I empathize on every position that you have that you explained to me, especially when talking about people calling you names.
Why are you always doing too much with Black people? Leave them alone. I want to go back to lynching. Like, I get it, but fucking relax. Man, shut the fuck up, okay? God damn. Yes, dude. It's because I'm racist. That's why. It's because I'm fucking racist, dude. You got me. Okay? You got me because I'm a fucking racist person.
People saying really mean and nasty things to you, demeaning you.
And so he was clarifying, he was reading a comment. Now, do I think Hassan is racist? No. Is Hassan white? Yes.
Like, there's a line, okay, when talking about or to Black conservatives. I do not cross that line, okay? I might come near that line, but I do not cross that line. So shut the fuck up. I understand the boundaries, okay?
You because of your race, I would argue. I experienced that as a Black conservative, and it was the hardest part of being a Black conservative.
I don't know how I feel about that statement. It's like for you to know you're creeping towards the boundary, like you know what you can say, what you can't say, so you'll say certain shit to get close. I don't even like you knowing, where you can go with it, bro. You need to just like have a governor on you to where you don't even go even close to it. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's gonna lend itself. Like it did in that clip when you had the brown jacket on, the trench coat. It's gonna lend itself to you, boy. You gonna mess around and go across that line. And again, I don't know that's ultimately gonna make people go and vote in a completely different way. But it could, for as much power as I guess we got in the streaming, political streaming space, it could alienate them from Black people. But how much would that really even affect us? You know what I'm saying? If Black people start watching this stream, you know what I'm saying? So,
Black conservative, but I don't understand
me reading a goddamn comment that I very clearly disagree with being turned into a genuine position that I have. Let's be real. If I actually believed those things that they're claiming I believe, you would straight up defend me, Scott Jennings. What are you talking about? When I say, yeah, I'm a racist, you got me, I'm being sarcastic. The 5 jump cuts in 10 seconds. What are we doing? Normie lives like my dad would get tricked. I mean, Normie lives like your dad probably also believe in AI videos too. This is the most insincere version of events. Clip chimping is too OP, please nerf. That's crazy. 7 3-second clips sequenced together by the Republican Party. Nobody believes this shit, bro. Don't get too worked up about it. I know. I don't think the only people that are believing, quote unquote, believing this stuff are people who are motivated to make this an issue. It's like this is the equivalent of me going, I love Black people. I hate when people hate Black people. And then they clip the parts to make it seem like I'm saying I hate Black people. Like to clip the different parts of the commentary to be like, see, he did it. It's incredible. The problem with this, though, is that this kind of narrative would have no partisan. This kind of narrative would immediately fall by the wayside for partisans. Like Democrats would look at this and go, what the f are you talking about? This dude is literally an advocate for Black Lives Matter from the start. You're out of your dang mind. Saying these are his positions is totally ridiculous. If these were actually his positions, you'd be in support of him. But the issue is CNN, MS Now, A lot of legacy publishers will not do that. A lot of legacy publishers are not going to go out and say, this is total partisan hackery. You've chopped up the things that he's saying in an effort to present him as like being anti-black, when it's very clear that's not the case. The problem is a lot of establishment media, a lot of mainstream media, a lot of conservative adjacent media also see me as a problem. They see me as a problem for other reasons. They don't see me as a problem because I speak out against police brutality. They see me as a problem because I'm a prominent critic of Israel.
Great point, bro. Fox News and Scott Jennings and everybody that you see talking about it on that side, they do not have a problem with Hassan because they think he's racist. You dig what I'm saying? Like he said, bro, he would be in the club with them. If he said something racist and black people was on his head about it, man, you people like Scott Jennings be like, it's free speech. He can say what he want to say. Everybody playing the race card. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a problem with him because of his supposed racist comments. And I don't know that he went full racist. He teetered the line, like he said. But they are afraid of him because they see the type of people that he can advocate for, the type of support he has out here can put them out of a job and thus thwarting their plans for nefarious world domination.
Of Israel. Let's be real. Scott Jennings is, by the way, directly paid by the pro-Israel Hasbara network. We know this to be the case. Former Trump administration campaign manager, former Trump staffer, I forget what Brad Parscale is his name. Brad Parscale got paid millions of dollars from the Israeli government, had to register as a foreign agent to specifically engage in this influence peddling operation. This is probably one aspect of said operation. He's going to bring this shit up on an Abby Phillip panel if you don't at least threaten to sue him over it. I don't know what opportunities we have for litigation, but it is one of the grossest clip chimps I've ever seen. But Scott Jennings is a part of Salem Media. Salem Media is the white nationalist, Christian nationalist network, right? And Salem Media got a lot of money from Brad Parscale, specifically to do pro-Israel commentary, to attack Israel's critics. So just remember that. When you think about this kind of thing, remember that there is a network of money and moneyed interest coming directly from the Israeli government to conduct this kind of narrative peddling. Happy to help form a litigation team for you to go after these clowns. I mean, I'll look at what options are available to me because, yeah, this is completely out of control. I mean, it's such an unbelievable attempt to slander, to smear. I mean, I don't know if there's an opportunity here to pursue litigation. Probably. It is one of the instances where it is very clear that they are chopping things down. I don't know what the legal avenues I have for defamation. Like, I don't know if there are other previous cases where someone has just been like clipped like this so blatantly to present the exact opposite of their position. They're testing how insane they can get before you hit them with a lawsuit. I'm warning you, they're testing what they can get away with. Stop saying that you won't do it. No, I'm not. I'm not saying I won't do it. I think this is consequential. This is clear cut. This is clear cut defamation. He's showing your clip. He's just showing your clips. How will you prove intent? Great question. Great question. I already gave you the example, right? If I were to say, I love black people and I hate when people hate black people, and they cut it down to make it seem like I was saying I hate black people, that's obviously defamation. It's not my position at all. They're trying to say that I'm racist. They're trying to say that I'm pro-lynching. The edit itself and the additional commentary surrounding the edit itself is totally ridiculous. Statement is actual malice standard of Times v. Sullivan. They made this statement either knowing it was false or with reckless disregard to the truth. Yeah, as a public figure, you'll have to prove actual malice, tough standard. I don't know if that's such a tough standard because I think my advocacy in this space for the last 13 years actually proves, especially if there's enough evidence of these guys in the past criticizing my commentary being too pro-black, right? And that probably isn't that hard to find because I've been around the block for a very long time. Black people, leave them alone. I want to go back to lynching. Like, I get it, but fucking relax. Man, shut the fuck up, okay? God damn. Yes, yeah, I'm literally reading a comment, and they clipped it in a way to make it seem like that's my own personal assessment, my own personal opinion. Like, look at all of the surrounding evidence that's readily available that's lost in the context here in the way that they cut this. I'm sorry. This is clear-cut, reckless disregard for the truth, especially considering that I'm reading someone else's comment and saying I disagree with it. There is 0% chance that the person who clipped it, the Republican NRSC account that clipped this and put it in a compilation, thought that this was a sincerely held belief of mine. Because if they did, they wouldn't have actually taken the time and effort to just zoom into my face. They wouldn't have taken the time and effort to clip just me reading the comment. This is ridiculous. Doesn't the Fox News comment?
Hey, you see that dog in the background? I thought it was interesting to opine on that real quick. That dog in a training effort at some point, because he usually lays back here on this little black thing. In a training effort one day, what have you, Hassan used the shock collar that was installed around his neck that has millions of cells around the United States. You dig what I'm saying? I am almost sure that it is a shock collar around the neck or a shock fence in the yard of plenty other people that was talking shit to this man. But him shocking that dog, oh my God, they swear like he's just an animal abuser. Meanwhile, a person like Christy Nome that admits to just shooting her dog in the head, they excuse that as some type of valiant effort. So again, I say, bro, if you find yourself agreeing with people like Scott Jennings and Fox News about anything, you should question that.
Doesn't the Fox News commentator explicitly say that's your position? Yes, that is exactly what they're saying. And that's what Andrew Colvett is saying here as well. So here's the thing. We're now beginning to learn the tactic that will be deployed by the Republican Party in the midterms, right? They're not just going to say, oh, Hassan is a radical. This channels his viewpoint, but is like egregious, right? He hates America because he said this or that. Like, there's...
Hey, real quick, everybody, for those of you that are on this YouTube journey like myself, man, I know that one of our big struggles in this thing are our thumbnails. You know what I mean? There's a couple parameters that you need to score high in order to get your material seen by the maximum amount of individuals, you understand? And the thumbnails are a very vital part of it. And so with that said, I would like to offer you an alternative, a tool, in fact, that will allow you to generate images. It'll allow you to face swap. There's all type of precise editing tools available for you within the program. One of my favorite things is that it allows you to plug your thumbnail in, have it graded in 5 different areas. You can, from that point, you can go forward with your idea, or you can choose to have an upgraded version produced by the software. You dig what I'm saying? And in order to do that, go into the link below this video, right? Type in straight like that as your promo code, get yourself 20% off, and be on the way to getting some better thumbnails. And away we go. Back to this content. That's a good place to stop that, man. Like I said, bro, if you find yourself agreeing with a Fox News and the Scott Jennings of the world, the Andrew Levines and all this other world, my nigga, like, you're gonna have to question your stance, man. I posit the question to people like Ama Congo, and I think I saw Van Jones with some poignant statements about it, and just a couple of others from, you know, the normal Democrat electorate. You dig what I'm saying? I would love for them to tell us what is the alternative. You know what I'm saying? Who are y'all putting up for us to vote for us to consider? Because it just sounds like the people that we weren't happy with aren't happy with the new people that are being ushered in by one Hassan Piker and his followers and his influence. And so if you don't want people to vote for them, they don't want to vote for you, so then where does that leave them? We don't have a third party out here that's got enough momentum or a candidate that's holding that much weight. So I don't understand, bro. And it's nasty work when you see an effort like this being put together, man, from both sides, because it's like, I think it's more fuel on the flames of people saying, man, it's like a uniparty, man. Both of them are on the same shit, trying to keep the same levels going. And I hate to say that about somebody like a Congo, because I respect their opinions over there on Roland Martin. Roland Martin is one of the only shows, I'm sure there's others, but you know, one of the main ones that I watch that are tackling the issues of the other community, man, the issues that we don't hear televised and all of that. So, you know, I don't know what Roland might have said about it, but I thought it was just a really cold take from Mama Congo, and that sparked me up to be able to go ahead and offer my thoughts on it, man. It's a dirty game, these politics, but when you consider the United States and how it prospers under the different rulers, if you will, the different houses being in charge, you'll see a stark difference, man. And if that doesn't inform you on how to place your and cast your vote, then I don't know what else to tell you. But I think the critical thinking skills that one side of this map has not employed for the last 10 years in order to be able to cast their vote and mold their lives the way they have the last 10 years, I think the people that steered clear of that, I think those critical thinking skills will allow them to be able to parse through some teetering on the edge, streaming moments with the overall picture, man, of what we're trying to get accomplished out here for the world at large. You dig what I'm saying? Starting with the United States, man. And so y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think about it, bro. And until then, it's been straight like that. I'm out.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Jack Travis, Lord Dungeon Dragon, spit that flame. Raise whole cities, your building can't